another video game podcast. My name is Harrison. You might know me online as Erickson, and I am joined, as always, by friends and co-hosts.
Rowan, you might know me as Mocha, and
this is Sheldon. You probably know me as Captain Unova.
That's like the smoothest with the three of us that we've done in, I think, literal months.
Professionals.
It felt very, very stiff. I don't know.
I mean, it was very cut and dry, but it was the smoothest, shortest transition between each. How y'all doing?
Not too bad. Ready for NAIC stressing out.
That makes one of us. Well, I don't know if I'm stressing out. I'm just like, I don't have a team right now, a complete solid team, and but I'm not super stressed about it as much as I say that now. We'll see if that holds true day of.
There's plenty of time to adjust course and just throw those teams away, those options, and go with option C. Go with the mystery door.
What is it that Bruno was trying to do? Like Muck and Lugia.
Muck, Smeargle, Lugia. That's a team. That looks like a team of all time.
It's pretty evil.
It is miserable.
You do the Smeargle Muck stuff, and then you psych up the Lugia on it.
No, it is disgusting.
It is absolutely miserable because, and it's all luck. It turns this game into full Russian roulette.
No, screw that. I have Blood Moon. It doesn't miss. The end. Go away.
See, that's another. See, I want Blood Moon to work on my team, but I'm
play Calyrex Hard Trick Room with Blood Moon or Maridon.
That also hurts. No, I want to make it fit on this team. I want to play a Koraidon team. Koraidon teams aren't good.
So
they are really good. Koraidon's
take the Maridon team and just swap the bikes.
Yeah, I gotta wait. Hold on.
It's an option.
That is an option. Anyway, before we get to devolve too far into this, we missed last week. We had stuff. Just life happened. A lot of life happened in the past 9 days between the three of us.
Yes.
Harrison decided that he was a plumber
until he wasn't.
Until he was.
I have a myriad of skills outside of losing at Pokemon. Okay, one of them is making my pump explode.
All badasses till your pipes explode. I don't know.
Yeah. it all works until it doesn't.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I thought. That and then there's a bunch of stuff happened. So I don't even know what we're doing for this episode. We have gazillion.
We missed talking about LA. And there was a tournament over the weekend too. Bologna.
Bologna.
There we go. I said it right the first time. I just wanted to make that clear. But
yeah, so we have those talked about. We have NAIC coming up here, which Mocha and I will be at, and Sheldon will be dearly missed.
Oh, are you 100% confirmed coming?
At this point, yes.
I'm gonna ruin every episode from this point on if you don't. I don't want to make that perfectly clear.
What's different?
You think this is as bad as I can do? Okay.
No. I should be going. There's a very, 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 very small chance that I do not come at this point. So yeah, that'll be great. Rowan and I will do something in person again, which should be fun. Another short little thing because I was well received last time we did that, so we can look forward to that. And we'll just pretend Sheldon is there. We'll have like a cutout of Sheldon.
Oh, we need to get a cardboard cutout of Sheldon.
Yeah, get a cardboard cutout.
That's important.
Or just draw a picture of me on a napkin or something at least.
I don't think either of us are artists. I don't think you know what a homemade drawing of you.
Neither of us are artists. That's the point.
Yes.
I have from making the thumbnails. I have a gazillion photos of Sheldon smiling. So we can pick one of them and slap it on a napkin.
You can sit in front of your opponents.
This is my plushie. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna get a ditto. Slap your face on it.
Perfect.
Ooh, we're cooking now, boys.
Cooking with ice cubes.
All right, let me pull up Victory Road.
Yeah, I have a lot of. Actually, I have one thing I want to say about both of these events, and it's PETA. The horse is back. Cali Shadow is here to stay, the thing that everybody was scared of when the format started, and we all managed to somehow gaslight ourselves into thinking it wasn't real. It's so real. It's so terrifying.
It is, and I don't understand how or why Cali Shadow stonks went up so fast.
So the reason, I would like to say for the record, I've been saying that this is the way you should run horse for ages, but I just didn't want to run horse. It's because people found out you can put bulk on this thing. This is exactly
and the Flutter main kind of
like if you look back, the first like grassroots tournament that Wolfie won was with Cali Shadow and Clefairy. Like that, it is exactly the archetype that's popping off now. The difference is that he ran a fully frail one, and I want to say he didn't run healing on. I think he went Psychic and Aspa Barrage. But here, like just Terra Fairy, bulky horse with Clefairy, with Rillaboom, with Mienshao is so good. Like, even it doesn't even really have that bad of matchups. Like, Terapagos is supposed to be its natural hard counter, but if the thing is at +4, then the Draining Kiss still hurts like hell, and Clefairy keeps it heal it all up. Starstorm, you heal it all back up. Mienshao has almost Okos Pagos with close combat. If you go Terra Fighting, which they all are, you do. Like, it doesn't really have bad matchups. It is the better playering mon. If you look at top 16 for Bologna, it won, of course, and there's only one other one in the top 8. But if you go down to top 16, look at 10th through 14th, and then 16th again.
Oh
like
my gosh!
17
Oh my gosh!
All the way down.
It is so many horses.
Yeah, if you don't have your horse matchup prepped for NAIC, good luck. Like it might be every other round. Like maybe people will adjust to that and no one will bring it, but like I don't think so. I think it's so good that it can win even if someone has their lines nailed down.
This is going to be like the new Raging Bolt.
This is the new Raging Bolt. It's also the new Incineroar, right? Like people managed to convince themselves that Incin was bad when it came out. I was like, come on.
Wait, when did people say Incin was bad?
When for Reg F, I think the first Reg it came out, everybody thought like, oh, Clam means it's dead. Like, guess what? Every restricted runs Clam now, and Incin is still one of the top usage bonds. Like it's not going anywhere, and neither is Shadow Horse.
Scrolling down to the usage stats.
If you look at the usage stats, it's hilarious. Clefairy is higher than Fluttermane.
Wow. That's wild.
Wow.
For day two, but that's the one that matters. That's the one that matters.
Still,
that's people who are actually good, right? Like,
that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shadow Rider went off in Bologna there.
Yeah. Look at the usage stats for restricted. That is, I think.
So this was this past weekend, right?
Was Rachel on Chilling Nay was saying like these are the usage. Yeah, this past weekend. These are the usage stats we all expected when the format started. The two horses up top, but Cali Shadow at 30%. Like 1/3 of players are running this team.
The only thing I have to say though is I feel like the European like third tournaments usually differ slightly with some of the usage stats.
There is a degree of regional meta, but I'd like to point you to Los Angeles.
I don't think you want to see that.
Also won.
Yeah. It won, but the stats
it wasn't as polarized. You're right. Yeah. But the thing is that
9% in top 8.
So Los Angeles was the first event where it popped off, right? I guess there was a Latin American one as well, but Los Angeles was where it showed off how good it was.
Yeah.
And then Bologna happened. They're like, man, that is good. We should all run that. Like this looks insanely powerful. As it turns out, it is.
It would worry me though leading into NAIC to run it myself because I feel like okay now everybody's like ready for this thing.
People have to come up with like really creative ways to stop it, in my opinion, or just like flat out better play to the opponent because like it doesn't have a lot of counterplay.
It's just a solid team. You got the Rilla, Incin, and Urshifu core, which is just
by
themselves as a solid team, and everything else just makes the horse do more.
In fact, I think I did see there was a match on stream where Hippolyte, he actually was having a little bit of trouble with a Pagos matchup, and then chose to for game 3 he chose to not bring the horse at all. He just brought it was just the Firewater Grass Core and Clefairy.
Well, they're so good.
No, Firewater Grass Core and Thundy, and proceeded to beat Pagos with no restricted. Like, good pawn.
Yeah, which is. Well, I think that's one thing I noticed over the past couple too is like people are starting to realize like, hey, I don't have to bring my restricted every single game if the matchup calls for it. Like if someone's playing a certain way or something, you can leave it behind and still field a good team. It just depends on how your team's built.
And you have to know how that works.
Yeah,
right?
It's rare, but like when it happens that way, like the Combine Pagos is a little bit more of a pain for it than the Specs one. And Combine Pagos is coming up again. Like I have to eat my words. I said it was bad, but people really found out how to build around it. And like the Scream Tail double fake out and redirection type of stuff. Like if you really go all in, it can do well. And Covert Cloak has also been huge for it. Not being able to fake it out, not being able to snarl it is really big.
Even though the Leftovers one did better.
Yes, the Leftovers.
It's true.
Came in third. But still, they're both. Like that Dragapult overstream too. That was
Yeah, Dragapult on Alessio's team was really cool. Who went 15-0 in Swiss, by the way. That's kind of tragic to go 15-0 in Swiss and then not win the tournament.
Yeah. That is the unfortunate structure of this.
Yeah, I will say Kyogre coming in 6th was also really surprising.
With
as much as I love
Jugulis, that's weird.
Jug has been like the after Torn has been the partner, and honestly, I think it's a little better because it does it doesn't. You're not worried about Prankster being stopped, and Snarl is very useful. Very real damage mitigation. If you get to Snarl a Calyrex Shadow before it goes, and none of those Calyrex Shadow, or at least most of them aren't running Tailwind. If you slap in Torn, but you're probably not leading Torn Shadow into a Kyogre team.
And they're not really running Covert Cloak anymore either, so you can still Snarl in front of them.
Yep. Yeah, Covert Cloak Calm Mind is a thing, unfortunately, which is actually very difficult for my GM.
Super pain there, because you can't Snarl it, can't do anything to it.
Yeah. But AV Kyogre plus Jugulis has seemed to be like the only version that gets any results at all. I personally hate that because AV Kyogre means you're going to be clicking Pulse a lot more, and that if its Origin Pulse misses, you fill in the blanks. But it's
you're doing some damage.
The hit is nice, yeah. No, I don't. Did I complain about that on stream when my Kyogre in a local missed 5 times in a row?
Oh my god!
Origin Pulse. I did the math. It's a very small percentage.
I have one move that misses on my team, and it's Draco Meteor, and that's it. Oof. So we're going with it.
Good with that.
I think that's
as long as you're not running a Chi-Yu also.
No, I'm pretty sure Chi-Yu. I'm watching
how many Chi-Yu have just thrown tournaments that we've watched on
double
stream.
Heatwave miss. Well, that was the finals of Bologna. As he made a really good call, just
that's
hard red that his opponent wouldn't attack it, and clicked Heatwave, and then double missed, and then lost the tournament.
Because it missed the turn before. It missed the turn before that, and then a double miss. It's like he had a chance.
It's supposed to be 90% accurate. It's not even 85. It's 90.
90 does not mean 90, and we unfortunately know this playing this game.
I don't know. My Chen Pal loved me. It never missed an Ice Flow Crash.
What if friendship was a real stat in VGC?
Yeah, maybe. My noodle cat, man.
It held on because it wants to make you happy or whatever it says in the game. Oh my gosh, that would be.
I need that on my specs for Rhydon. Yeah, that would be great if it had an invisible Focus Sash.
Built-in Focus Sash, yes. So between LA and Bologna? Is that how do you actually say it? Bologna.
Yeah.
Long
which is still probably the one. It's probably still in my mind, the most American possible pronunciation, but I think that's the closest we're gonna get.
Yeah. So Bologna. Between those two, we see those Shadow Rider stonks go up. You are in full belief that Shadow Rider is going to be prevalent at NAIC.
Prevalent 100%. I don't know if it wins. I think Sheldon's right that people are it is now Public Enemy number one again, and specifically this version of it too, right? No one's scared of Specs, Terror Ghost, Blast one. They're scared of this one that doesn't die.
Yep.
So I think everybody will have their plans for that, so it might not win the whole thing, but it's going to be a large part of day 2, a large part of cut. I will be shocked.
Yeah, it'll have a presence, but that just be the thing. The really good players are probably, if they're not running it, they have a positive matchup into it.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I did not think about this until this exact moment. But what would be a meta call for that, right? What adjustment do you throw on?
It's hard. I don't.
Right?
If I had the answer for you, I'd be
Ghost and Fairy covers a lot, the entire spectrum, right?
Which is everything. Why Fluttermane has been so good.
Yes. Yeah. Because you hit everything for at least neutral with those two.
And for what it's worth, there is counterplay. Trick Room can do reasonably well into it, right? CM Pagos does pretty well into it as well, especially the new variants. Although it wasn't guaranteed. There were several matches on stream with the Shadow Rider player.
Well, it takes a lot sometimes when you're doing a full setup like that. That takes time because that horse can get set up super quick compared to you.
Yeah, they can click Nasty Plot or Calm Mind, and it's a lot. The interesting thing about Pagos is that for horse. So Draining Kiss is a really weak move. It's base 40, and it's one of the few relevant moves that actually makes use of the Terra mechanic, where the base power of the move is upgraded to 60 if it's less than 60.
Yeah.
Yep. So this move that is out of Terra, only 40 power becomes 90 power in Terra because it gets upgraded to 60 and then it gets stabbed, right?
Yeah.
So if you try to use your Draining Kiss out of Terra, you're doing very, very little damage, like literally less than half of what it would be if it was Terra. And against Pagos, you really don't want to click Terra on your restricted unless you're sure you're going to kill it that turn.
Yep.
Right.
Or you start taking super effective damage. So if you're the Combine version with Clefairy next to you, maybe you eat a super effective Starstorm. But if you're just Astiglot, which I think most of them still are, then you're probably just dying. So like CM Pagos is definitely a thing you have to think about. But if you just want to get points this weekend and like are reasonably good at playing balance, like genuinely just pick up one of those days. You cannot go wrong.
Well, and also like with the Terrapagos there, like you got to think a lot of them, like you're running Urshifu and Jin or what Mian Chao.
Inchao.
So you like, or I guess they weren't running Urshifu. But either way, you have to worry about one of those, and you can't protect in front of either one of them safely. And that's something that
Mianxiao having Fake Out and Feint and Inner Focus all in the same mon is actually insane. Like that's such a nutty combination. It's like
being able to break wide guard, so that way, you, like just so many things you can do with it.
Guard. Like, oh, your mon with wide guard has Terra Ghost. That's fine. I'll paint the other one. It still breaks the whole thing. Like. Yeah, no, crazy mon. I think the other thing, just off of the Shadow Rider thing for a second, is that a lot of other front runners are just suddenly not there anymore. Like,
right.
In Bologna, there was a Miraidon team that came second, but if you look past that, show me the next Miraidon. It's at 21st, and if you go past that, not till 28. Like, there are not many. It's Shadow Rider, Pagos, and Koraidon or Zama, actually.
There's more Lunala, it looks like.
Lunala is also like a little bit of a sleeper pick. I don't think it's top tier, but like it has something of a matchup into Shadow Rider just based on Shadow Shield alone. And Trick Room is really nice.
It had the same amount of representation in day 2 as Miraidon.
Yeah. No, Miraidon is definitely on the downswing now.
Well, but it's facing the same thing Shadow Rider did at the start of the format. Everybody's like over prepared for it right now. Like on the team I was running Terra Ground on my Urshifu just to blank you on that. Like if you lead it, like
especially if you're playing Best of One that's so evil. No, Rajan painted a target on its back like. Oh, God, yeah. Even when it's open sheet, what was the team? Not Tien. So I want to say also Zacian finding its footing is very cool.
Yeah,
I want to talk about that.
That is exciting.
Okay, that's been my new flavor of the week lately. Is Zacian. It's
Kian Campbell with his Zacian Umbreon team is really cool. If you go down a little further, the other Zacian was Grant Weldon and Velocity VGC. If you've heard of them, I think they're on Twitter a decent bit. But the Reggie Drago is really Ghost Reggie Drago with Life Orb and Chi-Yu is very, very cool. You can dodge a Fake Out, get the damage boost on it, plus more powerful than Dragon Fang, and just click Dragon Energy. It's really strong. But the thing I actually want to talk about here is Zacian being Terra Ground, Terra Blast. Which is such a hard Miraidon, like absolute Miraidon hate because it's immune to the dragon moves normally, and when it clicks Terra, it becomes immune to the electric moves.
Yeah, so you can see what it locks into with Protect,
exactly.
and then
most of them are specs. So this is the most Miraidon hate team imaginable. Like they're not allowed to not lead Tailwind, or they can just potentially get boomed by like Whim plus Drago, right? Like
that's one thing. It's like open best of like closed team sheet best of 1, but sometimes like it doesn't matter if it's open team sheet or not. Like you can look at it and be like, oh, I still can't, like even though I know it's coming, I can't stop it.
No, I was running my lines into this today. Like it's I can do things if I play really, really well, but like it's hard. Trying to think what else. Lunala being on the come up is very cool. I'm
glad Zacian, because I think it's actually a lot stronger. But again, it's figuring out how to run it. It's like Shadow Rider had to get.
It's very different from last generation, right?
Yeah. You can't just put it in and out. But I mean, even if you don't have a +1, it's still strong.
It's running Swords Dance most of the time at this point, just because like you can't depend on your one boost, and Instant is still a very big thing, right? So
But I mean, even without a boost, it still has a really high, base stats, like super high base stats.
It's still
not as high as it used to be.
No, not as high as it used to be. But it's still a base 700 or something still, like total at the end of the day, like.
Yeah. No, we're talking about Lunala. It had a really good day 2 showing in terms of like percentages of day 2.
Yeah.
But in terms of actual high placing teams, I'm not.
20th?
Yeah,
20th at Bologna seems like the highest it went, and then it actually did better at LA. Well, one of them made 14th. But it looks like it might even be the same team with the regular Ursaluna. Yeah. Some differences on items, but otherwise I think it's the same 6. No. Ogerpon, Cornerstone, and Dondozo versus Raging Bolt and Amoonguss. But otherwise it's the same core with Urshifu Dark and Ursaluna, like regular with the Flame Orb and all. It's pretty cool. Like that they wide guard on a restricted is neat. I still kind of stand by what I was saying at the beginning of the format, where like Lunala is an amazing second restricted, but kind of mid as a first restricted. Like
we'll see that post Worlds. I still think that's very, very true.
Oh yeah, I think there's quite a few like that.
A very metamon at that point.
Yeah, like I mean, you got to think about like we've talked about it, like all the other dragons, Palkia and all them too. It's like, imagine how much better that's going to be is if you have to exhaust resources to get rid of the Shadow Rider or something. Now you have this to deal with. Like, good luck.
Right.
I'm really interested to see the combinations of that, and I think we should even like maybe have a speculation episode before.
Let's do it.
Sometime between, we're gonna have a lot of dead space between NAIC and Worlds.
We got a long time until Worlds.
It's like a month or two even. Yeah. So
yeah, it is.
Yeah, we could do an episode where we like think of what dual restrictions we think are going to do well, because there's some really obvious combinations that are just going to be wild. Like I'm going to be on Miraidon Ice Rider day 1, like that.
Sure.
Is the strongest Bolt Beam combination that has ever lived. And like one of them's spread, one of them's single target, one of them's Trick Room, one of them's not. So you get to have like the mode in either. There are so many games I can win where I just Bolt switch out with Miraidon as I set Trick Room, and then like you have to fight my Trick Room mode, and then Miraidon comes in at the end and drifts you when it's over. Like.
Right.
There's like, and literally the other horse and the other bike, Shadow Rider and Koraidon, are going to be so good together as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. That'll mix it up a lot.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge mix up.
A lot of combinations.
It better be good, because that is looking like it's going to be the format we're going to play for like a year or more.
Yeah, right. Because so speculation stuff we're gonna touch on, and then
why not?
Save that for.
I think we've milked Bologna and LA to death at this point. We're only 23 minutes in.
Shadow Rider good.
Talked on Turbo, yeah, pretty much.
Shadow stonks up. All right, fair enough. Yeah, what are they gonna do after Worlds this year? Is it just gonna be double restricted for a whole year until?
Yeah, 100%. No, like the.
What else can they do?
So what? Yeah. We have Legends Pizzas coming out next year. Probably early in the year, realistically, right? And
that won't really. They won't add anything from that. So.
Yeah, you're not going to get Gen 10 immediately after that. We haven't even seen a trailer or an announcement or anything for it yet, which is fine. That's normal.
I was gonna say this past gen we had Legends Arceus come out.
Yeah,
the same year.
Yeah, well, we had Arceus in the beginning of the year and Scarlet and Violet around the holiday season.
Yes.
From what I've heard from leaks, which are not substantiated, so maybe they're lying, right? But the leaks I've heard are like not till 26, like early 26,
really?
When we see Gen 10. But let's be optimistic and say that it's going to come out at the same time as Scarlet and Violet did. So we get a Legends game in January and Gen 10 in November, December. You're still talking like what?
Oh yeah,
so,
it's still a year and a half.
Over a year, almost a year and a half. Like
they could do like they did in Sword and Shield, just any restricteds here, use mythicals too, like go for it.
Maybe we get a joke crazy, but that was saved by the fact that it wasn't the World's format. No one cared about it, right? It was just ladder, so
that was just
whatever.
Fun.
Yeah, if that becomes the real thing, that would be wild. If we get like mythicals in 2025,
all
Worlds.
The restricteds, use whatever you want. Everything's go everything goes format. We'll just
so I will love that if and only if they do some event. Terra raids or whatever, where you can actually get Pokemon.
Oh, you need to go back in time 10 years ago to
get Volcanion
to a movie in Japan.
I can't have it. No, this will cheapen my living decks. You guys need to go on the internet and seek out some weirdo on eBay to give him to like buy an e-reader for your Game Boy Advance, right?
To go buy a gen Pokemon? No. Like, I don't need to.
They don't trade it to you directly. You buy the ability to emulate the event on your hardware. Yeah.
That's so depressing. So okay. On that note,
pretend you're really in a Toys R Us in 2008.
Yeah.
Let's take me back to the good old days.
Right.
Did I tell you guys like the saddest thing that I've realized that I've done in my past?
Which is Jeffrey the giraffe from Toys R Us briefly stopped being a cartoon right after 9/11?
I saw that meme. Whatever that.
That's not a meme. It's real.
Well, I know it's real. But like that thing going around on Twitter, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's terrifying. No, I lost the majority of my DS and 3DS Pokemon games.
That is really sad. They're like all behind. Mine are all behind me.
Yeah, I lost Diamond. I lost.
Yeah, you lost like a solid $1,000.
I did.
Yeah.
Like my whole like DS library is gone. I don't know where it is. I'm very sad. I do have my like GBA SP, and I have Emerald, Crystal, and Advanced.
Emerald's a good one.
Sapphire. I have those, but I don't know where my DS games are. I'm just big sad about it.
Gen 3's best gen anyway.
That's where I started playing the games. I was very excited about that.
Are you that much younger than me? No.
I was poor.
Okay.
I started like I fell in love with Pokemon when the anime came to the US.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I just didn't have a Game Boy until the SP. But so that is the saddest thing. I can't easily do that thing you just said. If I were to go buy on eBay the ability to get one of these events,
better spend another like $500 on Black White 2 or whatever.
I have to buy more. Right? I'm like, no. Yeah, Black and White 2. I don't have those. Black and Black 2 is what I had. Yeah, those are gone.
Someone in college stole my black version, which is unfortunate. So
that's even worse.
I didn't even like Gen 5 that much, so I had no desire to buy another one.
Sure.
Now you wish you would have.
Yeah. Tragedy.
It is. It's truly a tragedy.
No, I did have to get one to transfer up everything at one point, didn't I? And anyway.
Yeah, because a lot of this came from, we were talking in our Discord like 2 or 3 days ago about living dexes and like how I went and had to go to like get a legitimate Raging Bolt.
So yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is actually like, there's like a catharsis to just trying to fill the dex. So I'm like, now I kind of want to like post NAIC between that and whenever I do some other things for this game legitimately. I might actually make a living dex. Or
the classic vault's actually pretty fun, especially when there's no time limit on it. Like Raging Bolt was stressful because like I need this stupid mon for the next event, and I need to practice for the next event. Yes. And I also have to sit here on my couch and play through this game that I don't really like that much and complete the entire dex for it. For me, I got to skip that. I got to transfer everything from my home that I already had in, and I still hated every moment of it. Like
you just had to go like select. Place.
Well, it's a little harder because my living dex is organized by dex number, and the ones you want for Kitakami are just random ones. I did have to hunt them down in my boxes and put them in, and then put them back because I'm not having my dex out of order.
Yeah,
I just will be dead. So yeah, no,
just delete the whole account if they get messed up.
Remove it all.
This heat wave.
Hey, next is you have to go for a shiny living dex. No,
Bruno did that.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, no, I witnessed that insanity over the course of I don't know how many years. Like, no, I'm not going to.
No, yeah, that's I.
Sounds
awful. I've never shiny hunted a single mon in my life, and I don't intend to start.
Fair.
I've run into a handful over the years, but like no, never doing that intentionally. That sounds miserable.
I have only caught or like ran into, I think at this point, one shiny Pokemon in the 2 decades I've been playing Pokemon.
I got a shiny Loki in my I recently had to play through all of Scarlet to get my Raging Bolt, and yeah, I found a shiny Lokix like when it started. The worst shiny. It's such garbage. Anyway, fine.
Becca started Scarlet for VGC like last year or whatever. Like just start, and then like the first thing she did was run into a shiny Azurill. And I was like,
that was my Violet.
How?
That has to be like your baby at that point, right? Like Azumarill is actually good. And
so
she took it. She's using it.
I ran into like the very first route. I ran into like 2 shiny Rookies. This is like before the first gym in my Violet play, and a shiny. What's the little goat thing? Skidoo. Yeah, a shiny one. 3 shinies in the first route.
Is Skidoo and Gogurt in this game?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I had 2 shiny Rookies and a shiny goat.
It just okay. So first off, no shade to anybody who actually enjoys this. Please do. Like I waste my time on way stupider stuff.
No, yeah, this is the thing. It's fun.
Is it for some shiny hunting? I don't understand it. Like, it has to just be some kind of like weird catharsis thing, right? Like,
well,
the way
okay,
some people eat their nails. Like,
I like the sparkles whenever they come out of the ball. Okay,
it's a dopamine. It's the same thing as gambling, right? Like you find that.
I don't get into gambling either. I don't get it. We went to a casino for dinner in Canada after the one that I won, and I just didn't like. Most of the guys stayed there to
gamble their money away.
Gamble. Yeah, I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm fine spending money on stupid things.
Didn't you say something to the other day about gambling money? Hold on, wait. When I said I was fixing my well,
I make money from other people gambling, not from me gambling.
His money is from gambling. Other people.
Right. I forgot about that. Never mind. That makes a lot more sense now.
I don't even see like shiny hunting like gambling though, because like especially if you're a Masuda method or something, it's not.
Well, it's going to have
odds. Yeah, like your favorite down is your time, right? Like, there's no risk.
But that's the same thing though. Like you eventually you'll win something if you gamble, and if you're better at gambling,
you might win something, but you will have lost so much more than you win most likely.
Oh yes. That's time and Pokemon.
You're just losing some time with Pokemon at least.
I'm sorry. If you're playing. I don't know, man. Like if you're shiny hunting, your time probably isn't worth much at that point anyway, right? So like
I can't do the wild shiny hunts. I can't do those. It's battling also... like things. I'll hatch something sometimes, but
nowadays that's not the way to do it. You're supposed to get the sandwiches and like run around in circles until you see one.
Yeah, that's why I don't do anything in this game because it's too much.
The shiny charm, right, or whatever.
Supposedly the odds are like way better. Like it's not actually that difficult, but I just don't want to. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's too much involved. Like I like dropping you off at the breeder, ride my bike in some circles, come back, okay, done.
That's the last game.
Circles is that I could watch TV and push my control sticks.
And I don't have to look at the screen at all. Like, yeah.
If you listen, watching, on Spotify, YouTube, whatever, if you want to leave it in a 5-star Apple podcast review, tell us why you like shiny hunting. Like give us.
I don't know if they're going to leave us a 5-star review after we've spent the last 5 minutes trash talking their hobby. Like
this is just you have man yelling at the sky.
If you enjoy it, great, good for you. I love that for you. I'm not going to do it. That's really our take for it, right? Like we're not trying to trash it.
But I don't like playing this game just anyway. Sometimes, like, I mean.
And this is why we set ourselves up to be not specifically a Pokemon podcast. Yeah. Are we good at that?
No, it's just because Showdown is the best Pokemon game they've ever made, and these are fast ever.
Yeah, the royal day.
I like that so much better because the battles go so quickly. Like I'm just like you get into like a stall match and it's something you're gonna win. Yeah, they just play it out. I
love it when stall players play out a game they're going to lose on Showdown because I can just skip animations and click
on Showdown. But no, if you're on cart, like if you're on ladder, it is just painful. It's just like you're just you just want to watch the world burn. Like you are not a good person.
And some people are like
anyway about Smeargle and Lugia.
Different at a tournament. Bruno is doing
us all a favor.
Yeah, he's doing all.
Bruno is providing us a lunch break if you
exactly. He is like the martyr. He is taking on the weight of the world.
I know multiple people who are actually considering that team. We might genuinely get a lunch break as a result.
Really, there's several people doing that.
Yeah,
good for them.
Great. Now I really want to bring Blood Moon, so I can't miss their minimized mucks.
I'm glad their lives are so terrible. They got to make everybody else's terrible.
Why am I talking to everyone today?
I haven't. No, don't listen to this. Anybody who's running Muck, please do it. Please give me both a free win and a lunch break.
Here's what we can start doing to spice up VGC. You can start having a ban. You get to ban one of the Pokemon out of somebody's team.
No.
And it can't be the restricted, obviously. But yeah, no, I like this a lot. Except I don't because I have multiple mons that are teched on for specific matchups.
That's what I'm saying. We'll turn this to a real esport. Yeah, you gotta start getting bans in, and
then you gotta give me 8 Pokemon. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, if I can have more options. What if ban like a move or an item too? Like you can't have your life orb. You can't click Trick Room.
This is why they don't pay us to design games, guys.
That's true.
Hey, we're just brainstorming. We'll get there. We'll find the right balance.
There's no bad ideas in brainstorming.
Exactly.
I would make the most boring Pokemon game imaginable. VGC would just be all indie BP moves with no secondary effects and 100% accuracy. Like,
yeah.
Oh, you mean Temtem?
Temtem sounded. Temtem has like I don't know. Temtem seemed like it would have been good if you didn't also have to play the game. Like it.
It's funny how this is like a common theme with these type of games.
You mean Temtem Showdown? Because that's a thing.
That's true. Actually, I was very interested in Temtem Showdown until I realized that there was going to be like 4 people playing it. But
yeah, the thing is like the player base hated it. They stopped support for Temtem Showdown because like 2% of the player base
that checks out. Yeah, everybody who would is playing VGC.
Yeah,
that's probably very true. Give us. I thought of this. Give us like in Gen 10. Give us. You have to catch the Pokemon to keep it somewhat. The next step where you have to catch Pokemon, but then you're just like, hey, what if this Pokemon had these stats, and then you can have a showdown builder.
I think we have on the theme of coming back full circle. We've now come back full circle to like 2 years ago, like pre-Scarlet and Violet, where we were still coping about what might be in this game.
I know. But we've this episode has had no structure more than normal, and now we're here, and that's okay. We found ourselves back.
Welcome on this journey
with the copium tanks full, and I see around the corner. Oh my gosh. Okay.
So at 37 minutes, I'd like to say, do we want to talk about other video games? Because we're talking about playing other games, playing games and actually enjoying them. Even JRPGs and actually enjoying them. The only other video game I've been touching has been the Thousand Year Door remake. I don't remember if we touched on it last time.
We did not.
Okay.
We did not. Or maybe no. You said it was pretty.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I've gotten to play a couple chapters of it now. I've got to watch Ashton play even more of it than that. It's so good.
I am so excited to play it Saturday.
Nice. You'll still be at the Airbnb.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's very good. I intend to make you very hungover for that, so that'll pan out. Time to play some Paper Mario.
That'll be great. We'll see. We'll see how Bourbon Street goes, or wherever we end up.
We'll live up to its name.
Yeah.
It's not that classy. You won't get anything.
It's not. No, I've been there before, and it was. That's just not my scene.
Just because you didn't do it right.
Down this back alley here. See.
That's the concerning part. What kind of podcast are we again? Anyway,
about Thousand Year Door. Yeah. So, example of a JRPG I'm actually really enjoying playing the single player of. Like, I don't know. It scratches the itch of choosing your optimal play and strategizing and thinking like this thing is weak to this thing and like this is how I sequence my moves out to beat everything without taking damage and whatever.
You mean like Pokemon?
Yeah, except unlike Pokemon, like it's not like Pokemon because in single player Pokemon you don't have to think about those things. You press A twice and choose the highest BP move your mon has with the super effective button next to it and go about your day.
Point.
Like, but do that for like 6 hours until you've actually beaten the game.
I should speed on Violet. I want to know how fast I can actually beat it. Now that you say 6 hours,
it might be more. I don't know. Time was a blur. I did it while watching TV. Like it, yeah. But it's. I have never owned Thousand Year Door on GameCube as a kid. I only got to watch a friend play it, and like it's the same game. Like I just have to wonder like whether game. So it's not nostalgia for me. I don't have any specific nostalgia for this game.
Right.
I have to wonder if there's like something that's changed in game design like since then. Like it's so cool. It's like if Mario wasn't aggressively corporatized. Like the writing is funny. Like they're allowed to make jokes that wouldn't be that's acceptable in a theme park for 5-year-olds, right? Like it's not sanitized. It's not Mickey Mouseified, I guess. Like I don't know. It's still Mario. It's still rated E for everyone.
I mean, it's even less sanitized. This version is than the GameCube version was for us.
Yeah, because... I mean, there's that one issue of censorship around trans issues, right? But like beyond that, it's a pretty faithful translation. Yeah, like I don't know. It's very weird. Like I'm having a great time with it. It's still a game for kids. You are probably not going to lose, but you do have to kind of think about it, and it's neat. Like, it scratches that itch where you don't have to stress that hard, but you are thinking and you are actively engaging with the game and solving puzzles and stuff, and not just hitting the A button.
Right. And that's the I know, like, so it is a faithful remake. It looks very pretty, HDified. But when you said like game design stuff, the only negative that I've heard about this game is that it is still a product of that time where like it'll do the classic thing of it'll bog you down with a bunch of tutorial for like how to press A and smack a Goomba.
You can skip them, right? Like, or at least, or no, you can't skip them. You
can't skip them.
But they give you the option to hear it again, and you just say no, and you move on with your life, right? Like, I don't know. But it's not like Melee Island in Sun and Moon.
Right. It's not bad. It is just what games were back then, and like different than how games are be now. You say game design now, and I'm very curious to be like, we had two? There's two newer Paper Mario games since Thousand Year Door that kind of flopped.
They were completely different formulas. And if you read interviews about it, you'll see kind of conflicting stories as to why they changed off of it.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if it's the same. Is it the same director and?
I don't know if it was
designers and
some kind of studio drama where someone wanted to make their own mark. I heard one of the interviews literally had the statement and was Thousand Year Door was the best game of that kind that we thought we could make, so we wanted to do something else, which is fine, but people don't want something else, and you saw that happen twice. So my thought is that this is their experiment. This is the cheapest way for them to see if something like that would still sell. And
it's
I haven't seen sales numbers, my impression is it did based on people talking about it online. It's exclusively positive.
Yeah, like I said, exclusively positive. The only bad thing was just it's a faithful remake.
Yeah, it's an older game, right? You have to jump and hit the save block. It doesn't have autosave would be nice, right? But
I didn't realize that. Yeah,
it's on the Switch too, right? So if you're not playing another game at the same time, you just sleep your console. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But
also true. Yeah, I'm very excited. I have not played other games. Is that true? Yeah, I haven't played anything else in
apart from IRL Mario.
Apart from
the live action.
I freaking lost,
which is nothing like the video game.
It's not. I tried to jump on my well and it didn't work. I didn't understand. I expected to either fix it or go into a pipe and come out somewhere else.
Mario. You didn't have all the. You gotta have all the mushrooms Mario has for that to happen.
Oh, so I didn't have enough mushrooms. That's it. No, I lost a whole day and a half this weekend to that and other stuff that went down, which makes me sad. So I didn't get nearly as much time to practice as I wanted to.
You'll be fine.
I'll be okay.
Just go with that fresh, beginner's luck with the team. Just take that into NAIC. Yeah, no practice, just.
But I've been trying to not play other games so that I can put any of my gaming time into Pokemon, and that worked. I have Raging Bolt.
Hey.
I could have given you a clone of my Bolt, man. I'm not running at this tournament.
Oh, you're not running?
No.
I didn't think about that. You're right. Whatever.
You've already done it now. Good job.
Whatever. It's fine. I found the renewed will to finish a Dex later. But no other games. Like I said, I'm waiting for Thousand Year Door. I'll play it this weekend. I'll play it at the Airbnb. I will download it probably tonight. Actually, I might hit that install button and then just have the willpower to not start it.
Good luck.
Maybe play it on the plane.
You should. Yeah. What possible practice are you gonna get playing VGC on a plane with no internet?
Right.
Just play it on the plane. It's amazing.
Just playing this little tournament or whatever.
Have you guys? You obviously you've flown to events. Have you ever been on the plane with someone and look over and see them they pull out their little MacBook or iPad Pro or whatever and they'll start playing Showdown on the plane? Have you seen that?
I see people doing their work on their end. That's been me. I have worked on my docs on the way there, so maybe I've been that person for someone.
No, I've legitimately seen people playing Showdown.
Yeah, I guess Showdown is incredibly low bandwidth. There's no reason you couldn't do it on in-flight Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And like that, and I think I've seen people practicing with each other during that's whatever. But I'm like, that's some dedication or cramming. Right. It's one of the two.
It's probably cramming. I don't know. I have no idea how I'm gonna do this weekend. Hopefully well, but all I really want is 5-4. I don't care past that. But the you will see people who are so good at the game and they still wait until the week before. They're I still don't have my team yet, and they'll still cut or top 32 or 60 or whatever.
They're always playing though too. People like that that are that good. You usually they're. It's not like they're not in practice. They're just playing all sorts of stuff.
They say they have no team because they actually have 5 teams that they're masters at.
Yes.
And haven't chosen one of them. Yeah.
That's how it goes. Sheldon, what have you been up to?
Let's see. There was an update to Manor Lords, so I was playing around with that. Pretty good still.
Yeah.
Some League of Legends.
Yuck.
Sorry for your mental health, but
I'm a full-on Teemo main, so.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You got that micro then.
Oh yeah, I am. It's so fun. I have so much fun with Teemo.
I don't know what any of this is.
Teemo. Yeah, I don't know much League either, but I know Teemo is the only. Teemo is the only hero that is actually multiple heroes, so you have to control both of them.
No. No.
Am I thinking of a Dota? I'm thinking of a Dota character.
Yeah. Teemo is the little Yordle little midget little thing that like puts shrooms all over the map and it blows up. Like you put little landmines basically all over the map, so you're just hyper annoying.
What am I? I'm thinking of a Dota character. I don't know what it is now.
What is this game?
There was I was in the dying StarCraft 2 contingent when Dota and League were taking over in college. It was sad.
I've never gotten into like MOBAs, right? Like League of Legends. I tried.
It's just not for me. I can't do it.
Now I say that, and I just realized that I have been playing another game. I am a big fat liar. I stumbled upon so Supercell is like a big developer for mobile games.
Yeah.
And they just put out like Squad Busters, which is basically they took all their characters, made a MOBA light out of it. And I tried it, and I was like, this is kind of fun. And I played like 4 rounds of it. So I guess that's my other video game.
There's one I haven't gotten a chance to play the beta. They have like they do like open beta weekends every once in a while, but it's called Project Loki. It's pretty interesting.
Sorry, what game?
It's called Project Loki.
Oh, that's the name of the game. Okay,
that's the name of the game. Yeah, and
what would it be?
It's like a MOBA
character.
Nico.
Meepo. Meepo.
Okay.
So you can see how I got those confused. Anyway, yeah. Go ahead.
No, it's kind of like a MOBA, but it's got a different feel. There's like a lot different kind of movements. So they take like a League of Legends and mix it with like what's that shooting one? Ubisoft game. Did Ubisoft?
It just looked like
Valorant. No, that I'm thinking the other right.
So it's like an FPS MOBA
but
type
it's
deal.
like a third person shooter, it's still like top down.
It's kind of like Smite, right?
Valorant is Riot. I was like, that's not Ubisoft.
Yeah.
That's Riot, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, it's Riot. But it's kind of like that. But it's some developers that left Riot, so they're making the game. And
got it. Yeah. Other thing is no one cares, but new Guild Wars expansion got announced today, and I'm getting more raid wings, and I'm getting player housing, and I'm going to lose more of my life to this, and it's going to be amazing.
Oh, I forgot.
They didn't have player housing in that game yet?
Yeah, no, that was the one major feature that they didn't have from other MMOs, so they're adding it this time.
My wife actually just started playing Guild Wars.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
1?
2.
Probably 2. Yeah.
2. Yeah.
1 is technically alive, and it is actually one of my favorite games of all time. But I remember
playing Guild Wars 1, like when it first came out.
There is still no game that fills the niche it does. 2 is actually
it was different.
1 was like third-person Diablo more.
Yeah.
Okay.
But with like a trading card style combat. Like the combat was real time, but you could have up to 8 skills that you set before you went into the world, and there were hundreds of skills to choose from. So it was like very buildcraft. It was almost like Pokemon plus Diablo a little bit. It was neat.
That actually sounds really cool.
Yeah, and there's never been a game like that since. I'm like a little sad about it. I think like the closest thing to it is probably what's Torchlight? Whatever the
Torchlight was an isometric top-down multiplayer.
Yeah,
it was not an MMO.
It was not. And Guild Wars 1 was barely, not even really an MMO.
You had a hub.
Yeah, the only zones where you could see other players were the hub. Otherwise, you went into instances. So it was
kind of like Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter actually might be the closest thing to it.
Sure. I guess that makes a degree of sense. Did you see the new Monster Hunter Wild trailer that came out?
No, I've never been a Monster Hunter guy. I feel like it would be the kind of thing I could get into, but I never did. I played on the PSP originally.
That is exactly how I feel, and I have played the last 2 Monster Hunter games, Rise and a little bit of World, and I like it until I just fall off like a Steve.
I did not like Rise as much. I played a lot of Monster Hunter World. Played a lot of that. Loved that game. I just never got into Rise as much though.
I didn't realize that Rise was not their main team. Apparently.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, it just played differently on the Switch or something to me, I think. I feel like I always felt different. I just didn't enjoy it as much.
Yeah. It looks very pretty.
It does look very pretty. Yeah. And you can have 2 weapons in Wilds, which is huge.
Crazy.
Yeah.
The possibilities.
Like having 2 restricted. There we go. Tied it all back together, baby.
That's a good stopping point, right?
Yeah, probably. Y'all, thank you for
listening to us
thank you for hanging out. Everyone who's listening, watching, etc. on all the places, thank you for dealing with us, hanging out with us for an hour-ish of your life. We hope that it was at least entertaining.
Yeah,
boy,
and if
was
everyone stopped listening as soon as we stopped talking about Pokemon, then whatever, that works too.
Also, if you're not listening because of that, let us know, please. Thank you.
They won't hear this. They'll be
I feel like we stopped talking about Pokemon at like 20 minutes, and now we're at like almost an hour.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. And this was fun. We had nothing going into this one except LA and Bologna, and that's it. And then we ended up here. If y'all are still listening and you will be at NAIC, come find me and Rowan. We'll be somewhere hanging out with the Pokesports guys, Bruno, the rest of our crew. We'll find a corner somewhere. We can call it the game corner if you want, and that'll be where we hang out.
You need to get a sign and just put it in a corner.
The game corner there, yeah.
Just game in a corner.
We'll be in the event throughout the event, and we will be on Bourbon Street otherwise, like just the Friends Quarter in general. So yeah,
just on Bourbon Street, like probably laying down somewhere on Bourbon Street.
Boy. But yeah, that's it. I think we're done here, right? Thank you to Rob KTA for the use of our theme song Goldenrod Game Corner off the Ultra album. I've been Harrison. You can find me at Ro_Exon on all the social stuffs, and here is where I do things. This thing once-ish a week.
I'm Rowan. You can find me Rowan W Hall on Twitter. I think that's the only internet thing I use at this point. So who are you, Sheldon?
I'm Sheldon. You can find me on the Twitter at Captain_Unova. Yes, Harrison.
I didn't say who are you, Rowan?
I cut you off.
You got there before me. Nerd. And together, us three nerds have been the Game Corner. You can find us at the Game Corner VGC. You can find us at the Game Corner, the Game Corner VGC. You can find us all in the link tree down below. All the things are there. Discord, Patreon, socials. I have to actually put our other podcasting places there. I haven't done that yet, but that's a thing that I'll update eventually. Maybe if I remember after I say this, then we hit stop recording. Which will be very soon. Yeah, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Google Podcasts is dying in like a month.
Podcasts.
That's not true, I don't think. I'm sure there are other places. If you're a hipster podcast listener, I'm sorry, you're not listening to us right now. But anyway, no matter what you decide to play, until next time, press start and game on. Bye!